Welcome to the Ranch and Table Podcast, where we discuss all things related to our Texas ranch and our Ranch to Table restaurant located in downtown Rockwall. I'm your host, Lee Wells. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Ranch and Table. I'm Lee Wells and I am glad to have you back with me today. Looking forward to a informative podcast. Today's podcast brought to you, of course, by Wells Cattle Company, Burgers and Pies, downtown Rockwall, downtown Caddo Mills. And if you're looking for a great burger, we're doing the best we can to create that for you. Hand-cut fries, homemade desserts. Come check us out and see what you think. We'd love to make you happy. And better beef makes better burgers. And so we have our own beef from our own ranch, exclusively on our burgers from Wells Ranch. And we do whole ground beef. So all the steaks, roast, brisket, all the cuts go in to make our whole ground beef. And 7-day dry age, it's the best ground beef in the world. And I hope you enjoy it. So come on by and see us. And I'm going to just give you this disclaimer at the beginning. I'm always honest with you, and I'm always here to tell you the truth. And so if you are not in our region right here, if you're not within, say 50 miles of Caddo Mills, Greenville, Rockwall, in this area, this episode may not be of interest to you. I mean, absolutely listen if you want to, if you're bored to death. If you can't sleep, you need some sleep help. But we're going to talk, I'm talking today about an event that's going on. We started this past weekend, and we're going to continue for the next 3 weekends. And so I'm trying to get information out to our community about what we're doing and why, and let everybody be aware of what we're doing. So that's what this episode is going to be about today. So hang in here and listen if you want to. I think it's interesting, but if you're not in the area and you can't attend, I understand if you want to click on to something else. And what other podcast is going to be honest with you like that and tell you that? I'm going to be that way with you. So if you live in this area, in Caddo Mills, downtown Caddo Mills, we had our first of a spring concert series that we started up last night. It was so crazy. We had beautiful weather all day long. And then when we started at about 5 o'clock, the wind picked up, a cold wind picked up, clouds blew in. It even spit some rain on us. We thought we were going to have to pull all the sound equipment and musical equipment down. And it got cold. It got dark for a little while. And then it blew away. But I think it was enough to kind of scare people off, make people realize they didn't want to get out. So our attendance was a little lower last night than I would have wanted it to be. However, we had a good showing of people coming out and having a good time, and we had a great time. And by the end, it had cleared off and kind of warmed back up a little bit. It was nice out, but the wind was still high. This weekend coming up, and I think for the next couple more, we're going to have some good weather, better weather. So make plans to come out if you're in this area and you want to be a part of this. It's a lot of fun. Free concert, free live music, and I'll go into some detail about who's coming here in just a minute. But what we're doing is we're raising money for our volunteer fire department there in Caddo Mills. I've said this before on another episode, but we're parked right next to we rent the open vacant lot next to the Caddo Mills Volunteer Fire Department. And I've been able to get to know these guys and talk with them and hang out with them and kind of see what they do and see what they go through and kind of what their needs are and stuff like that. And just to be real blunt and real honest, the city of Caddo Mills has had a lot of expense. And the more I'm talking to these guys, the more I realize they've got some big engine stuff going on, and they've needed some pretty big money. They've just got a new unit delivered, I guess in January in January, I think it was. And so big money items there. And Caddo Mills is growing so fast, but the tax base and the money doesn't always come in as fast as everyone wants it to. And so this is not an indictment against the city of Caddo Mills that they're not supporting the fire department. It's not that. It's just that I see some things that are not in the budget that we could go out and grab, order, and they could bring in and improve some things right now that might be another year before they could get into the budget. And that's just budget lines. That's not the city of Caddo Mills doing a bad job or anything like that. It's just the way life goes. And we all have budgets, or we should have budgets in things that we would like to get that we can't afford to get. And hey, it's the way it goes. So I'm stepping in to say, let's raise some funds and let's equip a secondary truck as a paramedic truck. So right now they have one truck set up as paramedic, and so they've got a life pack machine, they've got the paramedic bags, they've got all the equipment on that. Well, Caddo Mills is growing. We've got road construction out on our interstate, which they respond to, more wrecks out there than we've ever had. So it's very possible now and more probable now that they get called and then they get a split into a second call, and the secondary truck doesn't have the same equipment, and they're getting some more paramedics on staff and in their volunteer lineup. And so it's just, I believe it's time and probably more rapidly coming together than maybe the city council and city manager and the various ones that make these decisions saw it coming. But I think we need a second paramedic truck, and the fire department agrees, and the city agrees. It's just we're gonna get together and do it. So the goal, the vision, is to raise money to be able to put another life pack machine on another truck, which they're able to get for about $15,000, and then we want to buy another paramedic bag, which is basically the contents of an ambulance in a bag, all of the scopes and the various, all the things. I'm not a paramedic. All the tourniquets and the stitches. I don't know, all the stuff, all the little vials of medicines that they need. And so what we're able to do if we raise this money, and we are, to be able to set up another truck with these devices. So regardless of if your first call or the second call and get split out onto that second call, you have all the equipment needed. They have all the equipment needed to work on you. And then the other thing that we're doing now, if we can raise just a little bit more money, is we're going to buy, for the first time, Caddo Mills never anticipated being able to get one of these anytime soon. And they may be the first in this area volunteer fire department to have one of these. It's called the Lucas device, and it's really cool. The Lucas device actually does the physical movement of CPR on the victim when they're needing it. So not only is it more accurate, the rhythm and the depth and all the stuff that goes into correct CPR, it's accurate, but it also frees up the hands of one of the medics, one of the guys that are out there, to be able to do other things. And so it's like having a third person when you need them the most. And so that's another $15,000 to be able to do that. And so being able to give them these tools to free up the hands of an EMT that's out there trying to save a life, so now they can start using, finding a vein, setting an IV. Maybe they need to do airway. I'm not a paramedic, but I can understand the value of that pretty easily. So this is something that they would not have thought that they could have put in a budget or gotten the money for, just because it's one of those things that most don't even ask for. But the more I've talked to them, the more I ask them pointed questions like, what is one thing that you would never even ask the city for, but would love to have? Because it's just maybe it's not the most top priority thing. And this device has come up several times. And so I'm excited to be able to tell you that we're looking like we're going to be able to get them another life pack machine, which life pack is you put the leads on the victim, and it tells you what that body needs as far as if they need a charge on the paddles or if they need compressions or airway. I don't, again, I'm not a paramedic, but from what I understand, it is very accurate to tell, instead of them guessing and trying to figure out what's going on with manual methods, the computer tells them what the body needs right then. So what I've learned, and don't quote me on these statistics because, again, this is hearsay and I'm not an expert, but from what I understand, and again, this is just me talking with the guys around the fire truck. So don't come down hard on me if I'm off a few percentage points here on this. But from my understanding, regular CPR is about maybe 15%, 18% effective. And again, I could have Googled this. I didn't know I was going to talk about it, to be honest. But the effective rate of CPRs is not real high. It's just not real high, survival rate. And then, but when you add this life pack and you add this Lucas device, I believe it jumps somewhere into 30 to 35% accuracy and life percentage. I don't know if those are exact numbers, but I can tell you for a fact that it more than doubles the output, the results of what someone doing manual CPR can produce. And so these are all things that, I live there. My family lives there. My mom lives here in this area. Maybe I have a vested interest. I do, to see these things happen. I'm honest about that. I want them to have the very best equipment if they're coming to my house. If I've got to hit 911, I want the best to come try to save my house, try to put the fire out, try to resuscitate me if I'm needing it, or my mom or my family. And so, and the same is true for anybody, my neighbors, anybody out here that would need these things. I want them to have the very best. And so I'm just stepping up to do it. And I do that out of love. I do that out of concern. I do that out of care and not out of any other reason. I have no other reason. Our business is doing fine. Our truck is busy. I don't need the business bump that will come from this. I really don't. We're hitting all of our numbers for a truck. It's phenomenal. We're hitting numbers like restaurants hit in a truck. So we're very blessed. I'm telling you the truth. I don't need this I'm not running for any position. I'm not going to run for mayor. I'm not running for city council. I have no interest. If you listen to my podcast, I have zero interest in holding elected positions like that. I'm just not that guy. I can get more done, I believe, outside of those positions than I can even if I was in those positions. So I'm just being honest and straight with you. I think this is good for our community, and I'm really, really pushing hard to see us be able to get all of these items put together, put on a truck, and then they would have full capacity to save lives in 2 locations and change those percentages for the better. So we're having a concert series that started this weekend. We're going to do it for 3 more weekends. And so if you're in this area, you've got to come out. I mean, last night's music, Saturday night's music, was so fantastic. I'm telling you, I listen to music a lot. I'm a music guy. And the sound quality, the musicianship from the acoustic set, the first hour. I'm going to put a post out on Facebook this afternoon with some clips. I'm getting clips brought in or sent in. I'm going to put a post together. You got to listen to some of these clips. These guys were fantastic. Next week, same thing. Our opener is going to be a local Caddo Mills girl who grew up there. I graduated with her father. Jennifer O'Grady is going to open up for us at 5:00, and then and she's going to do an amazing set, a 1-hour set, acoustic, and then Philip Farmer, the Philip Farmer Band. If you're familiar with Caddo Mills, Philip has done the Opry, the Caddo Opry for years, And the other night, he doesn't know this, but the other night I slipped in the back door there, so really the front door, but and I was listening to him sing and play. And for Caddo folks that know Philip and his band, his wife, y'all got to come out. It's going to be a great time. Next weekend, March 22nd, starts at 5. Just come downtown. Next, it's going to be behind the Opry building, and then spills over into the parking lot where we are, to the fire station. It's that whole block. We just take that whole block next from the bank to the fire station, all of that. And all that behind there is part of what we're doing. So it's really fun. Last night we had, let me tell you the trucks. Let me tell you the food trucks that came in and helped us with this. It's really cool. All of it's delicious. All of it is top notch. I'm telling you, there's times where you eat on a food truck and you're like, that was garbage. That just wasn't worth stopping, right? Can we be honest? There's times where you pull up to a truck or something and you're like, man, how do they stay open? That's just true honesty. I went around to every one of the trucks. I got something off of every truck last night, and every one of them was top tier, top notch. And Honeybee Lemonade, they've got more creative lemonades than I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know you could do all that to lemonade. And I got one. I just got the standard lemonade because I was really in the mood for just a fresh squeezed lemonade, and so it was really good. But my daughter got some strawberry something lemonade, and my wife got something else. I tried those. Really good stuff. Hippie Fluff cotton candy. I just thought cotton candy was pink and blue, and that's what the fairs always have. And so but I don't even know how many flavors they have, but it was, pina colada. It's just, I don't even know what all. There was a whole board of different flavors, and I tried 2 or 3. We sampled them, and I'm going to tell you, it was the best cotton candy that I've ever had. It had the best taste, that sugary taste, but the cotton, that blown, heated, the cotton candy taste. But the flavoring in there, it was next level. It was really good. Rolls Gone Wild. If you are in this area, they were out at the fireworks stand, food park, for the truck yard out there for a while. And they decided to move, and so they moved to Van Alstyne, and they've been set up out there serving since they've left Caddo Mills. And I was able to talk them into coming back last night, and they're actually going to be with us throughout for the remainder. And I had the chicken bacon ranch egg roll. It's an egg roll wrapper that's deep fried, but inside, the stuffing inside of it was white meat chicken, bacon, I think cheese, some sort, and then the ranch. And so, man, I had a couple of those. They have buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, and then they have dessert egg rolls, which are, just blows your mind, but really, really good, like a cheesecake. You can imagine like a deep fried egg roll wrapper with the cheesecake and strawberry over top, or different flavors. Just really, really good food. And then we have Twilight Coffee, one of our local coffee shops brought their trailer out. They're going to be there with us all 4 weeks as well. And so is Honeybee and Hippie Fluff. All of these are going to be with us all 4 weeks. And then Twilight Coffee, their coffee is better than Starbucks on any day. Twice as good as Starbucks on any day. Really good quality stuff. And they're out there with us. Then we have Ice Cream Emergency, which is really cool. It's an ice cream truck that's in an old ambulance, and so he turns the lights on, and the kids have a good time, and he's got all the different flavors of ice cream from Ice Cream Truck. It's really, really cool. And then there's the elotes, the corn dish. They're going to be with us. Some of the best in town. We had Abby there last night. And then we'll have the truck that's out in front of Valero. They're going to be with us for the next 3 weeks. And those, either one, you can't go wrong with either one of them. Really good stuff. And then new this week is, I think it's called Palones or Tacos. They're a big deal out here right now in Greenville. They're busy. They're going everywhere and highly, highly sought after. They're going to be with us Saturday night as well, doing their versions of their different street tacos, and I think they have some loaded fries. Also, Rolls Gone Wild has all of those toppings. They'll do those on a like a loaded fry as well. I forgot to mention that. And then, of course, we're there. Wells, we're doing burgers, hot dogs, fries, brownies. And then this week, I'm going to try to have our bounce houses there. Just give you a little insight. The city was a little nervous about being too big and being a safety issue. And so when I sat down and talked to them, we agreed to back the first one up a little bit. So I uninvited a couple folks that had planned to be there. And last night went well without a hitch. We had a paid police officer there. We had the firemen out there with trucks with lights on, slowing traffic on Main. Everybody had a great time. There was no issue at all. We could handle a lot more traffic than we had last night. Foot traffic, parking, all of that. So it's not going to be a problem. We just wanted to test it. And so for the first one, I told them we would test that out and try to keep it as small as possible. And then we're going to build each week. So I had a bounce house vendor that was going to be there for the kids, and I asked them to not come the first one. And so hopefully they'll be able to come in their schedule, come and be part. So the little kids will have something to do as well. And it's going to grow each week. It's going to be more and more fun. We do have a silent auction each night that's going on. You can bid on the different baskets and the different things that the community vendors are putting together. Our companies around the spas and the like Fox Nutrition and just the different ones. I don't even know all their names because, well, I'm not a lady, and there's a lot of lady stuff. Lip filler and Botox and spa date stuff that I'm not really all that into, but they're females are, and they're a great value. One of the values on one of the baskets last night was like $425 or $450 worth of stuff in that basket. And so you come and bid on it, and all the money, of course, goes to the fire department. And even the vendors that are there, the trucks that are there, they are all giving a percentage of their earnings each night to the fire department. It's all about getting this equipment. It's all about our community coming together and having a good time. The fire department has a table set up, and they've got a boot, of course, to put some cash in. They've also got Square now and Venmo, and you can give to them. If you're listening to this and you just want to send $1,000 or send $100 or send $10 to this cause, message me. It's very, very easy to send money these days, and it's very appreciated. We really do appreciate everybody that's jumping in and helping this. Let me go through what the next weeks are going to be. So this week coming up, we've got Philip Farmer's band, family band, and then we've got Jennifer O'Grady opening for them. And then the third week, which is the 29th of March, is we got Lynn Snow Jr. He is a fantastic singer, guitar player. Fantastic. You may recognize his name, Lynn Snow. Lenny's dad had some hits back early, I guess 70s, 80s, and I listened to some of that, and I recognized some of those songs had some numbers out. Lynn does he does the acoustic deal now. He's also a promoter, and Billy Joe Jones is one of his clients, one of his girls that they're just going crazy right now. I mean, she's just winning awards and getting number one spots. They're doing a great job. He's agreed to come play for us. Just a super guy. You will love his voice and his guitar picking. And then that night, the 29th, we have Sons of Bocephus, which is a national band. That's a big deal. for us to be able to have them. I appreciate my friend that was able to connect us to be able to get his friends to come do this. It's one of those deals for the cause. And so they are a cover band for Hank Williams Jr. Music, and they are fantastic. I was listening to some of their stuff on YouTube, Sons of Bocephus. That's going to be a fantastic night, fantastic show. And then the final week is April 5th. That's going to be the fourth night, the fourth Saturday, the last Saturday. And my friend Johnny Lyons is going to open us up with his acoustic. Johnny has got a great voice. That man can play and sing. And so Johnny Lyons from Rockwall will be with us. And then Gracie York Band will be with us on that final night. And she's blowing up. I don't know. Last year, I think she hit like 1 million streams on Spotify or something with some of her music. She's got an old, like a Loretta Lynn, just like an older female country sound, and her whole band's going to be with us, going to be performing that final show. And then that night, we're going to present the check. However much money we've been able to raise over this period of time, we're going to present that to the entire fire department that night. It's going to be a great night, April 5th. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, I know this is kind of one of those things that's regional, and it's not going to be to the masses today. Today's broadcast is not. But if you're in this area, I wanted you to be aware of what we're doing and what's going on and what you can be involved in, and you can make a difference. If you can't make it out, get with me. I'm happy to come pick up a check or tell you how to get a hold of them on their social platforms to be able to give, and we're going to make it happen. We are going. This community has stepped up. The sponsorship on this is through the roof. The people that I have been talking to and asking have said yes, and just opened up their arms and their wallets and just to make all this happen. It's going to be an amazing accomplishment for the community. I'm just glad to be a part of it. I'm just glad to be the guy, I guess, that had the idea, but really an idea without support and without people stepping up and writing checks. It's just an idea. So everyone's made this happen. And so if you're in an area, come on out to downtown Caddo Mills next Saturday. And you know what? If you can just come out and just have a good time with us and get some lemonade and get some, some tacos or something, that'll help get that percentage over there to them as well. So just come have a good time with us, even if you can't. But I think everyone can give a $10, $20 bill, most a $5 bill. I mean, go through the couch cushions and get a few quarters and just throw them in the boot. Everybody doing their part. It really does make a big difference. It really does work. And so that's what I have for you today. Come on, see us, be a part of it, be on the winning team. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to wrap up by telling you that Lee Wells Official is where you can find all the information about the book. You can also find all the information about the philanthropy work that we do. There's a green button up in the right, or if you go to the little menu on your phone, in the green box, it talks about our philanthropy, it talks about our efforts that we work in the community, and the things that I enjoy doing is making a big difference with people, and seeing some things happen that without everyone working together we would never see. So LeeWellsOfficial.com. My book is there if you haven't gotten that yet and you'd like to get that. Amazon has it, BarnesandNoble.com, Target, Walmart.com. Amazon also has the digital version. So Burger Brilliance is the name of that, and if you want to grab that book, you can, and read it, and let me know what you think about it. This episode of the Ranch and Table has been brought to you by Wells Cattle. It's our burgers, and better beef makes better burgers. And so come see us in downtown Caddo Mills, or see us out in downtown Rockwall in our original location. We'd love to serve you in either of those places. And Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for hearing this and being a part of it if you can. And I'm Lee Wells on the Ranch and Table Podcast. Till next time we say adios, farewell, goodbye, good luck, and so long.